Hey everyone, I'm Stefan and welcome to Cooking with the Kems. Today I'm super excited to share with you all this classic Cambodian dish, stir-fried lemongrass chicken or cha Kreung Sach Moan. សួស្តីបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំនឹងធ្វើម្ហូបខ្មែរ cha Kreung Sach Moan. This dish is a staple and a great introduction into Cambodian cuisine. The key ingredients in this dish is the kreung. Kreung is a combination of lemongrass, garlic, shallots, turmeric, galangal, and lime leaves. Knowing how to make kreung will allow you to make so many other Khmer dishes, from soups and curries to beef skewers. Today we are going to go over the basics, so let's begin. So first we're going to peel some garlic for the kreung. I'm using about 5 cloves of garlic, and I like to slice it before placing into the mortar because it's much easier to make into a paste. 1 good sized shallot, peeled and then sliced just to make things easier. Shallots are more delicate and sweeter than onions, with just a hint of sharpness. Add some salt to help break down the garlic and shallots into a nice paste. I'm doing this in stages because the mortar that I'm using is small, and if I put all the ingredients in, it will create a huge mess. I like working clean here. Once you have a paste, remove and set aside in a bowl. Now a small slice of galangal. Galangal is similar to ginger but has more of a sharp citrusy and almost piney flavor, while regular ginger is more spicy and sweet. You could definitely use ginger if you can't find fresh galangal. I have some fresh turmeric here. This is what gives the kreung that beautiful color. You could use powdered turmeric, but if you can find it fresh, it makes a big difference. And one of the most important ingredients in Khmer cuisine is lemongrass. I have this beautiful lemongrass from my backyard. I like to trim off the top and keep that for soups. We'll split it in half and use the whole stalk. Slice it thin so it's easy to break down. Next, some Kaffir Lime Leaves. These are used as aromatic herbs for Khmer cooking. Now I'm gonna make it all into a paste before adding the garlic and shallots back in. Give it a couple more hits with the mortar and set aside. If you don't have access to a mortar, you can use a food processor as well, but it's traditional to do it this way, and in my honest opinion, it tastes much better. The vegetables typically used in cha kreung is bell pepper. First cut the top and bottom to remove the seeds, then I'm going to cut into thick slices. Next we'll chop an onion about the same size as the bell pepper. And lastly, some jalapeno. Slice at a bias. I'm leaving the seeds in, but you can remove them if you want. We'll set that aside and work on our chicken now. I have 2 boneless and skinless chicken breasts, and I will slice the chicken at an angle starting from the thin side of the breast. I like to let the knife glide right through and do all the work. This allows for more surface area so that the kreung can work its way into the chicken. Place into a large mixing bowl. And now I'm going to add all of the kreung, oyster sauce, some fish sauce, fresh cracked pepper. I'm using Kampot peppercorns, which are the best peppercorns from Cambodia, and a nice sprinkle of kosher salt. Mix into the chicken well. I totally forgot the sugar, so in goes the sugar, and give it one last mix. Cover and refrigerate for at least 15 minutes or even overnight. Let's cook the cha kreung. First, I have a wok on high heat with some vegetable oil. I like cooking my vegetables and peppers for about 2 minutes and removing before heating the pan back up and cooking the chicken. Again, I have some vegetable oil on high heat and in goes the chicken. You can really smell the spices as the chicken is cooking. Let the chicken cook until almost fully cooked before adding the vegetables back in and give it a couple more tosses. I like adding toasted peanuts in at the very end. If you're unsure about the doneness of your chicken, you can temp it. Make sure it's cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. I wanted to give the dish a nice smoky char, so I'm bringing out the blowtorch. You can char the onions, the chicken, and just give it a little more color. Let's plate up. This dish is best served with a side of steamed jasmine rice. Add a generous serving of the stir fry. And finally, a garnish with some basil leaves from my backyard. This dish is simple to make and packed with complex flavors. You'll definitely be impressed with how these ingredients work so well together. You get a bit of sweet and salty flavors, and the herbs and spices marry together for a fragrant punch. You can make a large batch of lemongrass paste and keep it in the freezer for future meals. Thank you for joining us. This is very important to me because it's part of my culture. It's something I grew up eating, and I'm proud to be sharing this with you all. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also check us out on our social media accounts at Cooking Kems. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.